Here are the tomatoes that I got as little starts from Nicole Hoffman. She dug up some, what she called extras, so I hope they really were extra and she didn't go through the effort of digging them up just for me. But as you can see, they're doing really well. I usually water and rotate the pot every morning, but I think honestly so far this is the only one that hasn't actually put on strawberry blossoms, so very happy. And over here is the Sky Super Sweet 100, and this is one of the first ones that I started, and as you can see, I'm gonna get some cherry tomatoes off of that soon. Alright, then down here, my bigger 5-gallon pots, starting in the back, that is Uncle Willy's. I planted 5 and only one of the 5 came out, so that's a little bit concerning. I'm going to have to go back to the seed packet and probably plant some more and see what happens. This one is the chocolate runner beans. Very excited about those. There's so many colors. This is the Provider green bean. This is the, hopefully, will be the red Malabar spinach. It has yet to break the surface, but I read that it can take 10 to 14 days, so we're on day 10 today, so I'm hoping soon. This one is Cucamelons. They take seemingly forever to sprout. This one is black peanut. Apparently it has a shorter growing season, so supposedly we can grow them in New York State. We'll see. Then I have this bin, and then 1, 2, 3 more bins of potatoes. That one right there hasn't broken the surface just yet, but I know it's under there because I went digging for it. I didn't want to waste a 5-gallon pot if nothing was growing in it. But that one and that one, you can actually see the little potatoes coming up, and they look just like this. So I'm kind of excited about that. I've never grown potatoes before. And this one is the bush pickle. They say just one is an incredible provider, so I might actually cut some of these off. I just can't do it. I'm so bad at pruning out the little guys. I can't thin very well. Then I just planted these the other day, meaning yesterday, so they haven't gotten very far. But Kajari melon, little leaf cucumber, lemon cucumber, pickling cucumber, Pickler's Pride, and the Market More. So hopefully those will grow. Then inside here is my little garden. Alright. Very excited. First over here I have my mint. Hopefully that'll detract little critters. And I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 cucamelons. I actually made a mistake. I thought I'd planted 2 cucamelons and 2 Kajari melons, and unfortunately I was waiting for them to get a little bit bigger so I could tell them apart, but they kept looking all the same. And then I realized, I clearly planted all 4 of them as cucamelons. So these 2 of them might end up being a gift for somebody because I think kids would probably love them. Then I have lavender, which is coming along very nicely, and it smells so nice. And then I have, these are the ones that I started from seed. They're very, very tiny. These are peppers. I don't know if they'll actually make it all season. That one, all the way down at the end, that one actually looks like it is the biggest of all 4, but I don't know if they'll make it. We'll see. By make it, I mean I don't know if they're going to make it to the end of the season and have fruit. Here is 2 watermelons that I've saved the seeds for. These are about 10-year-old seeds, which is incredible. I got the seeds from at the market in Penfield from the Amish, which is kind of crazy, and this is before we lived in the Penfield house, which is insane. Then I have a nasturtium, which when it was growing, I thought was the Cucamelon, but it's not. Its leaves are very pretty. Then I have 2 Fruition tomatoes. These came in the Fruition mix packet, so I don't even know what kind they are. So we'll wait and see. So far, they have been kind of a little puny and really sensitive to heat and change. So I'm not even sure that I would do them again, unless of course they have pretty incredible flavor. This one might be getting some buds pretty soon. Then I have Gouda squash, which is coming along nicely, but I have 2 of the seeds that popped up, and again, I just told you I'm not very good at thinning. Then Honeynut squash, looks very happy. And some thyme, which I sowed very thickly because my seeds are incredibly old, but as you can tell, it did very well, and I already pulled out some, so I did thin some. Then I have some graffiti cauliflower that was given to me. Then I have Lucas's pumpkin. This is a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, which I did not think would actually do anything because the seeds are ridiculously old, but guess what? It actually has little blooms, so we'll see. I started this one in the house way too soon because it was part of a science project, and again, I didn't think it would do anything, but guess what? It did, so hopefully Lucas will get something out of it. Then I have a little tomato plant, which is a delicious. It has obvious sunburns on it, you can see, but the brand new leaves are doing okay. Then in the back, I have another Gouda. So there'll be 2 Goudas and 2 Honeynuts eventually. Then I have 2 Savoy cabbages that I was given. And then I have my bucket of cucumbers, which, let me get out. Doesn't that look really cute? Clearly, they are the floweriest thing in my garden so far. And it's getting all kinds. Oh, don't know if you're friend or foe. I'll have to look you up. If you're on the other side, you're gonna have to go. And look at all these little pickles. I call them pickles already. It's ridiculous, isn't it? These are Pickler's Pride cucumbers. Again, this was another science experiment because these seeds are so old. They're like 10 years old. But clearly, they're doing great. I got all kinds. Oh, I got another little buggy. What are you? I don't know, I'll have to look him up. See if he's good or bad. And then I got a cosmos in the middle. I got free seed when I ordered. And then there's nothing in these buckets because I just planted, but that's going to be a Sequoia bush bean, Provider bush bean, Rainbow Swiss chard, and then I have some dill. You can see I've already picked quite a few off of it. Again, I started this one too early in the house, but it's done really well. I mean, look at the green that's coming in. It's really pretty. Then I have basil, sweet basil, and I planted that really thickly because I didn't know how many would actually come up, and I had to thin that out, but I just removed them and planted them elsewhere. I didn't actually throw them away. I just moved them to my tomatoes. Then this pot is also sharing. We got a Honeynut in the corner. I got a delicious tomato in the middle and a Romanesco broccoli. So it's doing pretty good. I figure the tomato will help shade the broccoli. And nothing on that little guy yet. Another nasturtium. Then salad bowl lettuce and Bloomsdale spinach, which is not growing yet. Alright, and then we have this. Okay, let's start on this side. I have peas that were started outside, so it's gotten too hot, I don't even know if they're going to bloom anymore. Then I have radish, which is the cherry bell, and I don't know if I'm supposed to pick them now, because they are about the size of a marble, or basically a little smaller than my thumb. Some of them are teeny tiny. I don't know if I'm supposed to pick them then. Oh, this guy's even bigger, it looks like. I bet you I have to pick those. Then this is little beets. I sowed them in clusters because Charles Downing had a video on sowing in clusters and then pulling the clusters. I probably still sowed them way too thick, but I could always pick them early. Then I have a lettuce mixture that I've been picking every single morning for the past week, baby greens. Then spinach, which is the same thing. You can see where I've picked a bunch of it every morning. That probably could have come in too, but another thing of baby lettuce, which is actually a different kind, but same company, seed company. It's like Ferris Morris or something. Same thing here. These were transplants. I started these inside in like March, which surprisingly they did okay with the transplant. So I've been taking leaves off of these. Then I have kale, and I think that's cilantro, these two right here. The cilantro was given to me, the kale was purchased from Fruition seeds. Then we have a mixture of lettuce. This is my half-size bed here, so it's not quite a foot, it's only 6 inches. This is trout lettuce, which is one of my favorites, but bugs got into my seeds that I had saved, so unfortunately this is the only guy that made it. And then this lettuce is also some of the ones from below that I transplanted. This is some leftover radish, and I think this one might be a beet. Looks like a beet. These guys were rejects that I had started inside. They were doing too well for me to not plant, so I figured I'd give them a chance. Then, because by the time this is too big, these will be done, or I could just pull them out. But this is I'm so excited about this one. This one's a pineapple ground cherry. I've never had them, but from what I'm told is they're really hard to grow from seed, but once you have one, they tend to replant themselves. So I'll probably save some seed anyway, depending on what our housing situation is. But look at, I'm so excited. Very excited about that little guy. Then I have some peas. I don't like this, but I don't have any more pea steaks, so whatever. It is what it is. And again, these guys were transplanted. I started them inside. They did so well that I thought they deserved to live and give a chance. However, I don't know what's going to happen. And I got these little flies. I don't know if I can. I'm going to have to look them up. I hate flies in general, so I'll have to look and see. Mixture of lettuce. It looks like nothing's growing in there because I transplanted 1, 2, 3, 4 plants that I had growing, and they clearly only one did well. So this guy's been eating, I've been eating off of him, and then I planted more seeds in there. Then I have a strawberry, I can't even remember the name of it. It was a Mother's Day gift that I gave my mom, and it had all of these tiny little babies trailing, so I clipped them off, stuck them in the car. So for 4 hours they sat in the car before I even got them home. I got them home, put them in a little bit of water, let them soak up some water, then took them out here and put them in the dirt, and there you go. And oh my goodness, I think that's a little blossom. Wow. Another lavender. Excuse me, Molly. Smell the lavender. More kale. This came from Fruition seeds. I'm not entirely loving it, but I decided what I would do is I would pick these tiny little ones and put these little ones in my salad before they got too huge. So I'll probably leave these huge leaves for like a sunlight thing, and then see the tiny little growths there. I'll eat those. More peas. These were the direct sown. Alright, and then we're going to get into, these are Lucas's beans. He planted, for a science project, he planted these beans back in March. And as you can see, they got a ton of sunburn, lots of sun damage. But I noticed this the other day. Yay! So I can't wait to tell him that his little, look at that! Got the tiniest little bean. Oh, Lucas, you'll be so excited. Okay. And then accidentally grew way more tomatoes than I have space for, so that's why they're in pots. And I also sacrificed a little bit of my pea space. So the peas were planted here before the tomato, but obviously the peas aren't going to last forever. So I figured, well, they could probably share it. Why not? Then I have what are you? This is a black check. He's got lots of anthocyanins. I can't say the word yet, but that's what makes the leaves and stems purpley. It's a great antioxidant, so that's kind of exciting. No blossoms off of him yet, but they're coming soon, you can tell. Then this one is just a plain, this is one I grew. This is a green, oh no, I'm sorry, this one came from Pat as well. So all of these big peppers in the bed came from Pat. Thank you, Pat. And then this one is just a sweet pepper, but you can see the difference between her sweet peppers and my poor puny little itty bitty sweet peppers. But that's okay, I love them anyway. Alright, let me get in a better spot. Alright, then I have a delicious tomato, and the delicious tomato is looking very good. Can you see the teeny tiny little itty bitty blooms? Yay! This is an early girl, which is smaller than all of the other tomatoes, which is very interesting because it's supposed to be early, but I have a feeling I probably transplanted these way later than, it's probably my second or third or fourth or whatever planting. So, and here's some of that basil I told you about. These were extras that I just shoved in the ground. I pulled out of that pot and shoved them in. Then this one is also a delicious. Look at the difference between the delicious and the early girl. So delicious tomato also has a bloom. Yay, see it? Yay, very exciting. This one I'm excited about because it's different from all the rest. This one is called Totally Tomato. Well, it's by Totally Tomato, sorry. It's Totally Tomato Lime Green Salad Tomato, and it is incredibly sturdy. I started it at the same time as like this one and this one. They're different kinds, of course, but how interesting, how thick the base is. It's so sturdy. It's like a stick. And then I also noticed, look at how many blooms are already on it. So I'll be saving seeds from this guy for sure. Now these are more hybrids of that Super Sweet 100. So these are cherry tomatoes. I will be getting tomatoes pretty soon. Ta-da! I won't be saving seeds from this guy. But this right here is Queen Elizabeth. And if you've found my Facebook page, then you already know about Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth was accidentally beheaded when she was just, I don't know, about that tall. And it was very sad. But I took what was left of the crown and put it back in the little pot that I had her in. And she decided that she was strong enough, she wanted to grow. And here she is. And I am happy to say, look at that! So it is an F1 hybrid. It's the same thing as this one right here. However, I'm going to go ahead and save seed. I'm going to let it pollinate. I might even try to hand pollinate if that one blooms soon enough, because that's also a cherry tomato. And this is a cherry tomato, so I might hand pollinate them together and see what I get for next year. It would be a really cool science experiment. Okay, more peas and one little lettuce. I got another lettuce growing there. And then back to my peppers. So let's go this way. Oh, did I show you my toad house? Hopefully he'll come visit again. He came 2 nights in a row, so I'm hoping he'll come back. All right. Oh, I can't see them from this side. Shoot. Let me go back around. Oh, forgot about my eggplant right there. I've got more salad greens growing there. It was supposed to be reserved for a Brussels sprout, but it didn't make it, unfortunately. So, behind here, it's kind of hard to see. This one is a poblano hot pepper. And it's got teeny tiny little, what may be blossoms in it. And that one is a green pepper that I grew, the sweet one, so hopefully, oh no, I'm sorry, that's not one I grew. I lied again. That one's the 5-color Chinese hot pepper. I was gonna say, I didn't think I planted them in the same square. This is one I grew, and I can tell because the tag is mine. This is a monster yellow, and this one is another California Wonder. So he's a little bit bigger than the others, but not very much. That guy is a sweet banana. He looks marvelous. And this one I got from Fruition Seeds. It is a sweet, Mountaineer sweet pepper. And then I have a Thunderbolt. And I can't remember what that one is. Oh, purple. It's a purple pepper, which is interesting because it doesn't have any, very little bit of anthocyanins in it. The other one is really, really noticeable. Right, and that brings me to the end of my little garden tour.